First night of having this box out. Of course, thieves don't come and pick up my trash. Oh, we have a maple leaf on the back of our Escape. Let's talk about that a second. Oh, I'm missing something. That's better. Yeah, we can take these guys for a little walk here. Someone has to go potty, and we'll let them run. There's a nice area this way where these guys can run. They haven't actually broken ground or done anything yet, so it's just like plain ground. Look at that. Feels good. Feels good. It's been a dark morning. But let's talk about something here real quick. These guys love a good run. This video is going to be kind of short and sweet, I think. I want to talk about something today because I got a comment first thing in the morning, and it was on the video about our cameras getting stolen. So nothing to do with this topic in general, but it sure did grind my gears. Let me tell you what. Greg LP970 goes, duh, you're in Canada wearing a hat with an American flag on it. And you have American license plates too, which I actually have an American flag on the front plate because it's not the point. Take your ass back to Trump land. We do not want maggots. M-A-G-A is capitalized and then T-S. In Canada. And 1,000 exclamation points. Well, Greg, I'm going to put it lightly. You're a f***ing idiot. I left my comment calling him a fool, right? And then there's some other interesting comments on here as well. And somebody goes, get rid of the maple leaf tire cover. Someone doesn't like Canada. You know, this is an interesting thing. So let's first talk about this little symbolism here. This symbol of America, right? Our American flag. If you don't love our flag and the values that it stands for, the Constitution, our history, you know, good and obviously nobody loves bad, the bad that has happened, right? But the fact that we have transcended that. If you are not proud of our country, what are you doing? You know? What are you doing? You can say something's imperfect and still love it, right? Things don't have to be perfect. It's not a damn movie, you know what I mean? We live in the greatest country on earth, and we should be proud to be Americans. People used to be proud to be Americans, you know? I'm not gonna lie, like I've been ashamed for the last, you know, few years. I've been disappointed. I've been ashamed of some of the behaviors in our country, but that does not mean that there are not some wonderful people. And that's the thing, is that there are people with my values, and I don't talk a lot about values on here. Why? Because people call it politics. You know, people say I get too political, and you share what you believe in, and people go, oh, well, what about this? Oh, well, what about this? What about that? Instead of just saying, you know what, even if we disagree on some of the, you know, some things, right? Whatever it is, like, we can find common ground, you know? It's not that hard, but I love the freedoms that we enjoy, the liberty that we enjoy, the fact that we have free speech, right? I love the fact that you can make a stupid comment like that and not get arrested for it. I love the fact that you can write an offensive meme and not go to prison, right? Depending on who you made that meme about and who it pissed off. Right? I love that you can be offensive in this country, because imagine if you couldn't, right? And this goes for both sides, or I don't consider myself terribly one-sided or the other, really. I'm kind of a, you know, I feel like I'm a logical person, but I gotta be honest. I absolutely love where our country is at today. I love it. I love what is going on. That's it. That's just the fact of the matter. And if you don't, you know what? That's all right too, right? Maybe you have a different perspective. And again, that's, you know, that's all. Hey, who am I to say that you're wrong, right? That's the thing, is that you should be able to share your perspective, and I should be able to share mine. And the fact that we've been so afraid, including myself, I've been afraid to just simply, you know, say what I think about things. And a lot of people say, and this is how you know they're afraid. They go, oh, don't talk about politics, you know? And I get it. If you're not ready to talk about politics, don't talk, you know, whatever. But I think there's a lot of people that will vilify a single person rather than saying, look, he does a little good, a little bad, she did a little good, a little bad, whatever, right? And saying as a net value, Has it been positive or negative? Well, that's for you to decide. And I am, again, I'm really proud of our country. I really am, all right? And I've been proud of our country regardless, even when I've been a little ashamed of us, you know? And let's be real, every single country has something to be ashamed of. But I believe in the values. I believe in the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the Fourth Amendment. That's something you don't get everywhere, right? The Fourth Amendment, kind of underrated, right? The Fifth Amendment. And there have been, you know, our Constitution's great, you know, even prior to the amendments, you know, and there have been changes to that. It's a living document, and there have been some changes. But let me just say this. I love it. I love this country, right? And if you don't, go somewhere that you love. It's genuinely like, and it's not like a, yeah, get out if you don't like it. It's like what are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your time? And people go, oh, well, I don't have the money. Well, you'll figure it out, right? If there's a country that's better, if there's a culture that more aligns with your belief system, go there. Be with people that believe the same things as you. And in some cases, that sure won't work out for you. I'll tell you that. There's a lot of protesters that I've seen, especially around here in Washington. They wouldn't do so well if they actually lived the way they chanted, let's say. So, no, I love our country. I'm not ashamed of that, and I'm not ashamed to this flag represents values, our country's values. And you might, you know, there are people that will twist our values and they'll say, oh, it's sick and this and that, and you know, they'll say women are mistreated and this and that. We live in the greatest country. You just gotta stop watching the news. Turn off the news. Like, no matter who you turn off the news, for example, and you go, oh, I watch this it doesn't matter the politician, right? But, well, actually it does, it turns out. The news will cut, but they cut selectively, right? And this is why people hate other people, and in turn they hate our country. The news will selectively make somebody look good or bad, you know, whatever, and they go, he said this, and this is obviously what he means, right? Or she said this, and this is what she meant. Instead of you watching. But here's the thing, they're morons, right? Oh, well, they've been doing news for 20, 30, 40 years. What, who? Get off it, all right? The news has not really changed that much over the past, 20 years, for example. Watch the original clip. You know what I mean? I watched all these videos of our president. And I gotta say, and I don't care, you might hate it, you're gonna unsubscribe, whatever. JD Vance has made me so proud as an American to watch the Vice President of the United States of America chanting, screaming, USA, USA. That's amazing. I have not been more proud to be an American in my life, I swear to you. And I'm somebody who doesn't particularly care for politics, right? Just get the government out of the way, right? That's just me. But there are all these news channels and they cut, and then they add their commentary over what the president said, and oh, he meant this, obviously. Stop watching that crap and watch it for yourself. I can't be bothered to, spend an hour and a half watching it. Watch it on 2 times speed. Well, then I can't understand it. Figure it out. If you want to form a reasonable opinion, you need to look at the facts for yourself. Stop letting people tell you what to think. Because the reality is that the world is not as bad as these clowns will have you think. Let's be real. We all know that. Come on, guys. These guys are, you know what I mean? And in fact, when I had felt that the world, our country was doing its worst, the media, oh, it's so great, it's so great, it's so great. So turn off there's gotta be a better word than the boob tube, or turn off the mainstream media, whatever that crap is. Go watch the content for yourself. And one thing that I am glad to see, because it all comes down to the federal level, like, local politics is one thing, but everybody hates the president, it's this whole thing, or they just love But one thing I love to see is that there's finally like objective video, right? They're not relying as much on these mainstream media outlets to get the information out. They're putting the information out for the people. It's a beautiful thing. And oh, it's a beautiful thing. So that being said, I love our country, and I'm not ashamed to wear the American flag. We put American flags on the back of our motorhomes, on the back of my bike. I got torn off. I hit a tree. Shame on me. Broke the thing. It didn't get torn off, but I broke the, you know. And so, is it a bad thing to have that on my hat? What? Why? Now here's the other thing. Let's say take Mexico or Canada, right? We see people flying Mexican flags, or even around here. Mexico flag. It doesn't really bother me. I kind of find it interesting. Or you'll even see like other countries as well. But like, it doesn't bother me. I just go, huh, there must be something there's something they love about that, right? Or it's something that represents them in some way. Cool, right? And I would hope that if you're in America, you're here because you love America, no matter whether you were born here or not, right? And I would hope that if you are in Canada and you are leaving a stupid comment, that you love Canada just as much as I love America. Because without people loving their country and wanting to do what is best for their people, the people of that country, within those, you know, their neighbors, what do you, like, what kind of country do you have? You know? What? You got nothing. To address this moronic comment, though, yes, I do have an American flag on my hat. And I do have an American license plate, so let's just say that, sure. But I'm not in Canada. I don't know why anybody thinks that I'm in Canada. Now, I do have the maple leaf on the back of our trailer because I really like our Escape. So far so good, right? If it turns out, if it blows up, or you know, it's their fault, well, I might be singing a different tune. But you know, it's just the same thing as like, I leave their branding, and it's not to represent the country, but I have nothing against Canada whatsoever. And I won't share too much, but I will say that my last company was a Canadian company, very large Canadian company. I had amazing coworkers, really good coworkers. The vast majority, I think, it was like 60-70% of us were in the US, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. But basically, Canadians and Americans, we're all just, you know, one, we're all just people, but two, we share very similar ideals, right? And this goes, by the way, it's funny because the politics are very, 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 very similar. And a matter of fact, every Canadian I've ever chatted with and had good conversations with, including my coworkers, pay more attention to our politics than they do their own, which I will say might be actually a deficit to their people. I'll say this, the little that I have observed and read about Trudeau, I don't like him. But I also don't know a single Canadian likes Trudeau, right? Like, not a single one. Because we share the same ideals, right? And there's this big thing that like America might annex Canada, like it might become America too. First off, your taxes will go down. Which, I don't know anybody who's like, yeah, I don't pay enough in taxes. Or, you know, I pay a very fair amount, you know. There's obviously pros and cons, and everybody has different opinions. Don't get, I know. Calm down, you keyboard Karens. But I don't know how that would work. I don't even care. I really don't. If it happens, it happens. It's not on my level. Like, what am I going to do to control it, right? What am I going to do to control it? All these people out here protesting, like your stupid protest against Tesla is going to do something. Whether you like Doge or what's... And I'm going to say, I'll throw this out here. You know, this might be the death of Cozy Living Machine, but I love Doge. I think it's an amazing thing. And any idiot that thinks that at the very least, looking into government spending and going, huh, we spent $1 billion on that, you know, $400 million on that. And the dumbest things, nobody can even like, you can't defend any of it. Come on, guys. You can't defend it. That's just the facts. But anybody that doesn't think that's an amazing thing, no matter which side of the aisle or where you sit in the room, I don't know what to tell you. You might need to get your brain checked. I don't know. It's not complex. This is just not complex. It's a simple thing. We are spending money on stupid things. You know what I mean? And I do not want to see, and I don't know anybody that wants to see our taxes as high as Canada, right? But again, that doesn't mean that Canadians are bad or the country of Canada is bad. I think they're a little goofy. I think that's just me, right? They have some restrictions we don't have here, and I am proud to say that we don't have, unless you're in California. That's basically, Canada of the South. Just kidding. But no, they're great people. They're good people, obviously, right? And we all work together. You know what I mean? Like, all these people making things out of nothing. Good out of here. However, I will say this: the people that are mad, and I understand that people are like, oh, well, I work for the federal government and I got axed and, you know, whatever, I lost my... I can feel for you. Losing a job as a person, that's a terrible thing. It's a terrible, you know, it's a terrible feeling to feel like you've lost that security, no doubt. We can have empathy, but on the other hand, if you can't say, hey man, looking into things is a great thing, you're just looking for something to get mad about. All these people protesting Doge, or, you know, and I understand, like, hey, I love the idea, right? And that's something you never hear, right? I love the idea. I think this was a wrong move. I think this was a wrong move, right? And everybody's gonna have opinions, especially when you're losing your job, right? Everybody's gonna have opinions, you know, but is that gonna align with you? I've also heard, by the way, people that have lost their job as a federal employee, even they've said, yeah, no, that makes sense, you know, but you also have to go around and look for things. That's not going to be the thing that's most promoted, right? But I think there's a lot of people that just get mad about, they get mad about stupid things, like the fact that I have a maple leaf on the back of our Canadian trailer, which is something that came with the rig. And I also have an American flag on my hat, right? A US flag on my hat. What? You know? Why are you getting mad about that? What? Oh, just stupid people, man. People just wanting to be mad about anything. And let's be real, whether you're left or right, if you don't believe in making America great, you know, and we're not going to go into whether or not the whole movement's good or bad or indifferent, you know, whatever. If you don't believe in making our country great, I'm ashamed to say, I live in a country with you, you know? And it'd be the same thing as make Mexico great, or make Canada great, or Greenland, or what, you know, whatever, or Europe, or you know, Ireland, you know. What people should want their country to be great. That's not controversial. People need to shut the hell. If it makes you upset, Colt, get over here. What are you doing? You dingbat, get over here. There's nobody else out here, so we're good. But what are you doing? You silly dog. Now there's people of every country that have the same ideals, right? Oh man, people need to, they need to get their mind. People need to get out more. You need to turn off the news or your phone or whatever it is you're watching on, you know, you're looking, turn it off. Learn how to define and identify objectivity and subjectivity, so that you can, whoop, there's a little bias there, right? It's not hard to spot. I haven't seen a typical news outlet that is not biased in a long time. And get over, it's not Canada versus US, man. It's, you know what I mean? I should not have to feel ashamed and should not have to feel the need to take a maple leaf off the back of our motorhome because I love America, right? You know, now it might be a little different. If you have a Winnebago, you might want to. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Oh, little smarty pants here. But no, I think people just get up and all about nothing, and I think it's kind of ridiculous, and it angers me to some degree. But then I also realize how sad people must, like, what kind of life you must live, that this is what comes out of your mouth or your through your keyboard, let's say. It's just sad. I think that at the end of the day, whether you agree with the policy or not, is it working for you? Are you paying more? Or are you paying less? Is your quality of life going up? Is it going down? Is crime going up or is it going down? Can you afford milk, eggs, cheese, beef, chicken, right? Are you able to afford the nice things that you want to, like a phone? Do you have a job? Do you have the opportunity for a job? Because you know there's a lot of people out there that have opportunity and they just don't take it. There are so many things that determine a quality of life, and all these people that are, well, this could happen. Well, this could happen. No. Is it happening right now? Oh, you mongrel. What? No, stop worrying about things that have not come to fruition and focus on right now. Be present in the moment. You know what I mean? I can't. I go on for hours about this. I'm on a rant. I love America, and hell, I love the people of Canada. I don't know much about their government in general. I know enough to know that Trudeau's a bit of a dip, but you know, I have Canadian friends. Quite a few of you guys are actually Canadian, and it's not an us versus you. It's nothing like that. Why are people making it a thing? Well, Trump said this, and get over it. Get off. Just go offline. Even if nobody unsubscribes from this video, there will be enough people that are like, yeah, you're right, I should take a break from the internet. Down goes our views. Yeah, or we'll get shadow banned by YouTube. You know, whatever. But anywho, I wanted to make this little rant here. Greg, LP970, you're a dumbass. That's all there is to it. So, thank you guys for watching. Don't be offended at the American flag. We have a great country. We have a great country. We got great friends to the north. That's all. See you guys in the next video.